Back to the channel today, guys. We have a flash that Neewer has sent over for us to check out. Is the NEEWER Z150. This is it. It is a mini flash, so we're going to go over some specs and then we're going to take some pictures inside and show you what it'll do inside. I'm even going to take the pictures on the inside. I'm going to shoot it not only to a correct exposure, but I'm going to shoot with full power all the way through low power, so you can see how the picture looks overexposed and underexposed. And then we'll go outside and do a few shots outside in a little bit of the sun. So, well, let me tell you a few things about this flash that I really like. It's a really powerful flash to be so little. It fits right in your pocket. It'll fit on any camera because it's manual. There are a few cameras that won't work. Camera needs to have a single contact in your hot shoe so that it will fit, but that will fit in most cameras. There are a list of a few that are not. The link I'm gonna leave at the bottom will show you which cameras that it won't fit. There are a select few that don't have it, but most cameras do. It will power itself from full power 1/1 to 1/64, which means you can set it as low as 1/64 power. And if you're shooting at full power, you can get 640 shots on one charge, and that is absolutely crazy amount of pictures. So you could shoot all day on full power, but you got to figure you're not going to be shooting on full power. You're probably going to be around 1/16, 1/32, right in there. So with that, you can probably get over 1,000 shots. So you don't really have to worry about the battery. It's a 1200 mAh lithium battery, so it'll last a long time. The settings are very basic and simple. Let me open it up and show you the actual flash. There is the front of the flash. Button on top, you can turn it on. It has 3 settings. It has a manual setting and an S1 and an S2, so when you're using it off camera as a slave. And then it says right on top, full power. On this dial right here, it'll say full power. And as you turn it, it'll go 1/2, 1/4, all the way over to 1/64 of a second. So I was really surprised. It's got a guide number of 15, but it does put out quite a bit of light, especially inside. Now outside, the sun is so bright, pretty much about the only thing you can do to get a lot of effect with a mini flash outside is just try to get the light out of the try to get the shadow out of the eyes. So you may have to be a little bit close, and you might have to turn the power up pretty good to get that, because you're not going to get a full length from 20 shot away lit up in the bright sun with this. It's just not strong enough. There's no mini flash that'll actually do that. So when you're outside, just focus mostly on getting the shadows out of the eyes. So I'll quit talking about it and let's have a look at these pictures that we just shot inside. So check these out. Okay guys, we are in the lobby. We have the NEEWER flash. It's a manual flash. We're going to shoot at 1/32 power. That's my guess on what should be about the right power for this to work. So let's see what happens at 1/32. And 1/32 looks to be pretty accurate, so that's the one I figured. Let me shoot it straight on to see if we get any glare, because this flash is straight, it can't be adjusted. I expect to see a little glare. Up maybe one of the pictures got a little glare up in the corner. So let's go through and let's go to the beginning. Let's go to full power. Now I expect this to be really overexposed. Make a good smile. That's 100% power, and yes, it's very overexposed. And we're going to go to half power. I expect this one to also be pretty overexposed. And it is as well. Now we're going to go into a 1/4 power this time. Also still overexposed. Now this is 1/8 of power. We'll probably start getting in the ballpark a little bit. It's still expected overexposed. Good smile. Yeah, that one's almost fixable, but it's not quite acceptable yet. So we'll go to 1/16. This one should be very close. Good smile. That one is easily fixable in Photoshop. Back to 1/32 where I thought we would start. That one looks good. This is 1/64 power. This one may be a little under, but should be fixable. Very good. Let me go back to 1/32. And I'll shoot a few around the table real quick, and then we will go and try this out on the beach. So here we go. Good smile. It's a really nice size flash. It has almost no weight to it at all. Turn your chin toward me. Right there. Good smile. This is 1/32 power. And we are shooting at 1/60th of a second, f2.8 ISO 200, and that picture looked great. That was 1/32 power. So let's head out to the beach and see what we can get on the beach. Okay, so there are our inside pictures, and I thought they came out really well. And you can tell when I turn the power up really strong, it really blew the picture away. It was just washed out. So I think 1/32 was the right power for inside. I thought it did really well. So let's go outside and have a look outside, and you'll be able to see the difference. We won't be able to get the flash to overpower the sun. So on these pictures, you want to look at just the eyes. We want to make sure we can get the shadows out of the eyes. So let's see those. Okay, so we are outside now, guys. We have more sunlight out here than we did inside. Let's jump back to 1/32 power and see what happens if we go to 1/32. I expect the lighting to be a little different out here. This time we're on shutter priority, 1/100th of a second. Let's see. Underexposed, so let's take that to 1/16, probably down to about 1/8, where we'll end up needing to be right there. Good. Let's go down to 1/8. Coming close. Alright, so that's a pretty good exposure on it right there. We had somebody in the background. So let's try it one more time. Here we go. That is a pretty good exposure right there on her, and that is 1/100th of a second, ISO 200 at 1/8 power. So the flash out compared to outside, it's going to have more impact on the inside shots, but I think you can tell on the outside when I got closer and turned the power up, we got the shadows out of her eyes and it looks a lot better. Anyway, let's go back and talk about this flash a little bit. Okay, so that's the pictures that we shot outside. Overall, I think this flash is fantastic. And I haven't mentioned to you guys, not only is the flash fantastic, but you can get it on sale right now for $18.74. That's incredible. I'll leave links down at the bottom. Even if you have a bunch of flashes, this is a good flash to put in your pocket as just a backup. For under $20, any flash that works as good as this one is definitely worth having. And NEEWER is a good brand. I have a lot of NEEWER products. I've always liked NEEWER. And it's such a simple flash to use. You know, you can't bounce it, so you're going to shoot straight, so you'll need to watch things like mirrors and that sort of stuff. Otherwise, you'll get a big reflection in the mirror because you can't bounce it when it's on top of the camera. But that's okay. We're talking about an $18 flash, but that's giving us a lot of bang for our buck. Anyway, and here on the bottom, you can see the single pin. There's one single pin right there on the bottom. That is the pin that I'm talking about that fits in the hot shoe. That's what you need to have. If you see in the middle of your hot shoe a little round silver pin, that is what you're looking for to make this work with it. So anyway, guys, I was pretty impressed with this flash. If you have any questions, let me know. And if we're helping you guys out, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. You guys have a great day. Thank you.